Tonight marks the TNA pay-per-view Slammiversary 2012. What's so special about this pay-per-view is it actually marks 10 years of TNA or Impact Wrestling as a company. So my congratulations to them, and also very quickly my best wishes go to Don West, long-time TNA staff member, former commentator, has been recently working in the last couple of years in the merchandise area of TNA, both selling merchandise online and at TNA events. He goes on to join an American sports team, so my best luck to him. They apparently offered him a great deal that he couldn't turn down, and so he leaves, so good luck to him. I really hope that he finds success there. TNA Slammiversary is tonight of 9 matches on the card. Of course, the very first TNA show was on June the 19th, 2002. Of course, they were part then of National Wrestling Alliance, so it was NWA TNA, National Wrestling Alliance Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. They broke away from NWA in May of 2007 and continue to push themselves forward to this day. Now, the matches, the Slammiversary pay-per-view, there's 9 in total announced so far as I record this, including one very special guest. I'll get to that in a moment. First match, Hernandez versus Kid Cash. This is a singles match. Anarchy, Hernandez's latest tag team partner, has been released from TNA, so it's no longer part of the company, and also it will not appear at the pay-per-view. I would pick Hernandez, hopefully, to win it. Hernandez has been pushed forward by TNA a few times. He definitely has the skills to, I think, eventually be a TNA World Champion. He's been working in Mexico a lot lately. He hasn't been on TNA TV a lot. He's been down he's been in Mexico for the AAA promotion. That's the Mexican company that TNA has a working relationship with. He's been doing some excellent matches there, so hopefully he'll come back and get a good push from TNA, but hopefully Hernandez to take the win in that match. Next match. Now this is a triple threat match, a 3-way match, for the number 1 contendership of the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. The match is Jeff Hardy versus Mr. Anderson versus Rob Van Dam. Now obviously, as I said in my videos, I don't particularly like Jeff Hardy, the substances he uses. And to be honest, I think, although I just saw Bloodstained Memoirs the last couple of days, which is a collection of interviews with some great big known wrestlers, Keiji Muto, Rob Van Dam, Chris Jericho, Christian, and Mick Foley, footage of a autograph signing at a Borders bookshop. I would certainly hope that Mr. Anderson takes the win at this time, because he is very, very brief run with TNA World Champion, and I think he definitely is underrated. I think he genuinely has the skills to actually be pushed forward in TNA. The next match, now this is Austin Aries versus Samoa Joe. Now, Austin Aries is the current TNA X Division champion. However, in August, TNA put a weight limit on the X Division championship, which is stupid because TNA X Division has been one of the main attractions for TNA wrestling over the last 10 years. It's not been about limits, it's been about no limits. Anybody could wrestle for that championship. Samoa Joe's held it before, gone against guys like Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles, and it's really been one of the main attractions of TNA, and for them to put a weight limit on this title, and therefore and not to have it on the line on this pay-per-view marking the decade of TNA, I think is ridiculous. As I said, one of the main attractions of the company all these 10 years. Hopefully maybe in a few hours, because Samoa Joe has already been on different like ImpactWrestling.com and saying that Austin Aries is hiding behind this weight limit in as much for his X Division Championship. So possibly we'll see in a few hours Austin Aries. Hopefully, I would hope he does do it. Would put up the X Division Championship on the line in this match against Samoa Joe. To be honest, I would hope Austin Aries would take the victory. Austin Aries is just getting his chance to shine in TNA at an international level. I would hope that this should be a good match. Hopefully they will bring it around to an X Division Championship match. The next match is a very, very interesting match. Crimson in an open challenge match. Now this is open challenge match. His challenger has not been decided, supposedly. But I have good news. I believe the whole world knows who the challenger will be. As confirmed on ImpactWrestling.com and Dixie Carter's tweet, former TNA wrestler and current WWE superstar, yes that's right, a current WWE superstar, Christian, who competed in TNA's Christian Cage, which is his original wrestling name, he is going to appear on the Slammiversary pay-per-view. Now this is due to a lawsuit that TNA filed against WWE. And now this is because of former TNA employee who now works for WWE, and TNA alleges, and I have no evidence of this, I've not been involved in the situation, but TNA alleges that former employee of theirs took so-called trade secrets to WWE with him. So when he started WWE, he gave them some trade secrets. Now again, I don't know any details of that, and I don't want to get myself in legal trouble or anything. But I'm just certainly hopefully this is part of the lawsuit being settled, because I would hate, as American companies, it will always annoy me that they don't work together as much as New Japan or even in Mexico. So a lot of the companies work together. That's been one of my things I don't like. The American companies really stick to their own roster. They can make a ton of money working together, working with different companies. So that's always been a bit of a bugbear of mine. But I would say possibly Crimson to take this victory as part of the lawsuit, to push Crimson, who's supposedly still pretty much undefeated in singles competition. I would say probably Crimson to take the title. It's kind of like screw you to WWE, and to help settle the lawsuit, which I hope is being settled with Christian's appearance at Slammiversary. So look out for Christian if you're in the UK on Challenge TV, I believe Wednesday, to at least the results hopefully after the Slammiversary pay-per-view. The next match is for the TNA Knockouts Division Championship, the Women's Championship of TNA. It's current champion Gail Kim versus Miss Tessmacher. Now Gail Kim is the current champion. I would want Gail Kim to win because she's been in celebrity mood lately. She just got married. She's won the Women's Championship. I would prefer Gail Kim to win this because Miss Tessmacher is okay, and she's developing as a performer. But I would say Gail Kim, as TNA have always pushed women's wrestling rather than I know some people don't like it, that WWE's TNA, the models, so forth. It'd be good to have established and experienced women's wrestler to hold the championship at the end of the Slammiversary. The next match is Devon and Garrett Bischoff, and they will be facing Robbie E and Robbie T. Now I have to say, this is an unusual match. Obviously Garrett Bischoff is the son of Eric Bischoff. I would say possibly for this match, I would say possibly Devon and Garrett Bischoff to win, as I believe there's been a little bit of friction between Robbie E and Robbie T lately. I've never really seen it, I'm not really picked up on it. But I would say possibly Robbie E and Robbie T maybe get in each other's way, the clash. Maybe Robbie E runs into Robbie T, and Rob Terry is a huge guy, he's a big Welsh dragon wrestler. E has got good potential as well. Possibly Robbie E going into somehow clashing physically with Robbie T, and possibly Garrett Bischoff taking the victory with his tag team partner Devon. Now this next match, the second penultimate match, third last match, is a very, very, very interesting one as well, because this is Bully Ray versus Joseph Parks. Now Joseph Parks' character is supposedly looking for his brother Abyss. The interesting thing about this is that Joseph Park and Abyss is the same guy. This is obviously possibly going down a Two-Face route. Now Two-Face is also a character from the Batman. world, a Batman universe, and Two-Face is this psychotic, schizophrenic person with two split personalities, good and bad personalities. So it's going to be interesting because Abyss says he'll be at Slammiversary, and he's appeared a few weeks ago warning his brother not to get into the fire, and he's also appeared on the TNA Videotron, saying that he'll be at Slammiversary. Obviously Joseph Parks will be facing Bully Ray, so it's going to be really interesting how they do this. Chris Park is both guys, both Joseph Park and Abyss, so how they're going to pull this one off is going to be the interesting thing. Should be a good match. Abyss has been around TNA since the very beginning. He's a TNA original. Bully Ray is a very experienced guy, of course we know. Been wrestling for about 20 years now. So it's going to be a very good match. I hope it'll be a good match. Obviously Joseph Parks is not really a wrestler. We're talking about character. And to say, very well done for Chris Park. The way he's taken the bumps recently has been very... instead of instinctively going for and protecting himself as a wrestler would do, he's just taking the bump. So trying to protect himself a little bit, but trying to react not as a wrestler would do. So it's a good match. Looking forward to seeing how they put Joseph and Christopher Parks, Joseph and Abyss on the same show, and of course they're both involved in the same situation, so that'll be interesting. But Joseph Parks, I think, to possibly take the victory with possibly maybe transforming into Abyss and keeping this Two-Face character, I think it'll be interesting. This penultimate match. This is for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Bobby Roode versus Sting. Now, I'm the biggest Sting fan. Sting's my favourite wrestler of all time. As much as I love Sting, I would love to see Bobby Roode retain the Heavyweight Championship. Bobby Roode is approximately 230 days almost. The longest reigning TNA World Champion. He has been on a media tour of England and a couple other countries as well in Europe. Bobby Roode certainly has been watching TNA since the very start of the company, since 2002. Bobby Roode has made his way up the rankings from part of Team Canada, facing America's Most Wanted, James Storm and Chris Harris. It's a pity that all the events, as I said, I'm a huge Sting fan, but all the major events that really pushes the really big event, almost trying to build it up to a WrestleMania-esque thing, it's always Sting going for the TNA World title. I would prefer it to be somebody else going for a TNA guy going for the world title, personally. I'd say Bobby would possibly retain, but look out for James Storm. Cowboy James Storm may make his return tonight. He's been there for nearly day one as well. So for him not to miss a big event like Slammiversary, he's been off recently, supposedly considering his career and his options in life. We'll have to wait and see. But I say possibly look out for James Storm. He may interfere in this match, he may not. But hopefully Bobby Roode, even if through disqualification, to retain the title. Now this is the list I've got. This is the number one match. It's the second tag team match. It's for the TNA World Tag Team Championship. Not necessarily the main event. They may make the world title the main event, but this is just going through the list I have. It's three TNA originals in this match. It's the team of Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, the current TNA Tag Team Champions, going up against the team of AJ Styles and Kurt Angle. Now this should be a really good match. All these guys are veterans, they're all very experienced internationally, they've all held titles worldwide. Of course, IWGP title for Angle, Christopher Daniels, the former IWGP Junior Tag Team Champion. Kazarian's held various independent titles, and AJ Styles has had various independent titles as well. This should be a really good match. Now, the latest storyline with AJ Styles is that he's been involved in some kind of love affair with Dixie Carter. So I think it's a bit ridiculous. We all know that Dixie Carter's married and happy with her husband and so forth. I would certainly say this would be a good match. Should be a good match. Anyway, it's difficult to pick a real winner on this. I think obviously this Dixie Carter may get involved. Christopher Daniels and Kazarian won the tag team titles from Samoa Joe and Magnus. Unfortunately, Magnus is not seemingly on the card. Perhaps he's in a pre-show match, hopefully. I don't have the list of any pre-show matches or more dark matches. But certainly, I would hope, to be honest, I would hope that Christopher Daniels and Kazarian would take the title, would retain the titles. I think they're a good tag team. They need the chance to breathe. They need somebody to stabilise the tag team division. As I said, Anarchia is gone from TNA. Alex Shelley has now left TNA. That's been confirmed absolutely. So TNA needs a two good performers to stabilise their tag team division and to stabilise the tag team championship. So to make them mean something, to make the actual championships something that the fans want to see. So I would hopefully, because Christopher Daniels and Kazarian to retain, but overall should be a good match, should be a good pay-per-view. It's taking place at the College Park Centre in Arlington, Texas, today 10th of June 2012. I would hope that it would, I think, to be honest, TNA again, I'm looking at the card here. They're again like Magnus, Mickey James, Tara, ODB, Eric Young, who again is, I would say again, is wasting his talents. He's a great competitor. I've seen some of the matches he's had recently with ODB, and I believe TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championship is not online. TNA has so much talent in their ranks. There's a few of them are being left off this card. Should be a good pay-per-view. It's a celebration of 10 years of TNA. You may see in the pay-per-view, as they have been doing on their YouTube channel and on their ImpactWrestling.com website, you may see a few moments, a roundup of a few moments of TNA history, so a couple of matches might be a bit short because of that. We maybe see highlights of particular events or moments in TNA history. But overall, it should be a good match. I think it's on Wednesday on Challenge TV here in the UK. Again, look out for Christian Cage on the show. It should be interesting to see what part he takes on. Again, I believe he's going to be the open challenger for Crimson. It's certainly going to be interesting to look forward to the next while of TNA. Of course, they've seen the big stars. They've had big stars come and go over the years. We've still got Hulk Hogan, the likes of Sting, Kurt Angle. So again, I would just certainly be tempted, if I had to pay for this one, as I believe it's certainly going to be an interesting 10 years of TNA and Impact Wrestling. And to be honest, in my final thought, I would say there's a lot of talent TNA has. Bobby Roode has said that he thinks he's got the tools to push forward. And again, every week goes on, it will continue about challenging WWE. Because TNA need to concentrate on their own house, putting their own house in order at the moment, and solidifying themselves and their fan base before they can even think about doing something like challenging any company for worldwide domination. But overall, a good pay-per-view. Really looking forward to these matches. Good matches listed. And I would say TNA, congratulations on 10 years. It's been a long battle, as Jeff Jarrett said. Nobody said that they would last even a few weeks rather than a year. Then it's 5 years, now it's 10 years. So the future, I think, is looking bright for wrestling, especially TNA. And I would say that one thing to look out for in this pay-per-view, if you're going to look out for anything in this pay-per-view, it's looking out for any surprises. There's been a couple promised and a couple of appearances promised, so certainly I will keep a very close eye. So that's TNA Slammiversary 2012, 10 years of TNA at Impact Wrestling, taking place tonight.